Hey everyone, and welcome to the Let Me Tell You Something podcast. We're your hosts, Christian
and Jordan.
Jesus Christ, what the hell is that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Alright.
It's part of the ADHD brain, my friend.
Was it part of the ADHD brain, or was it a part of, like, your excitement? Because we've recently experienced something that you have been very stoked on in general. Would you care to tell the audience about what that is?
I sure can, bucko. Season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Season 2 is called The Sea of Monsters. Where, just to sum it up, they need to find an item, a magical item, that can restore peace and prosperity to Camp Half-Blood. Not going to get into any spoilers.
I mean, look, the show is new.
We don't talk about the movie.
Well, we will in a minute. But the show is new.
I don't know about that.
The show is new.
Mm-hmm.
But not the movie, the book came out like 20 years ago.
Right.
I think we can talk about the plot.
Okay. Well, be prepared to get spoiled.
Because, it follows the... I mean, at least you can talk about the plot of the book, I feel.
Both the book and the show are closely...
Yes, but...
granted, the show is leading us on things.
That's what I was going to say is we also know already that the show is changing some things. But let's just talk about, episodes 1 and 2. Those are the ones that we watched. So, First we watched episode 1, and that was where, essentially, we kind of got, reintroduced to the characters in the world of Percy Jackson and all that stuff. And so there were some differences that I noticed right off the bat from what I knew about it. And I have...
novel.
Listen. I've made this pretty... I'm not a reader, right? I don't read novels. I'll read articles and stuff, but I don't read,
You won't sit down and crack open a book.
Yeah, I just don't like no, I don't like novels. But at least not fictional. I don't like fictional. For fiction, I want to see it. I want to see whether it be... I can do a comic, because that's pictures, right? But yeah, no, I don't like novels. Anyway, what I was going to say, though, is... So I've only seen the movie, because yes, there was a Sea of Monsters movie. I know it kind of went under the radar compared to the Lightning Thief movie. But the Sea of Monsters movie, and the... what's it called?
Let's just say the author of the series saw the movies.
Yeah.
And he did not like them.
No, he didn't.
He said, and I quote word for word, that he said watching the movies felt like his work was being pushed through a meat grinder. And he said with the TV series he will... I mean, he's like the second in command.
Sure.
Of the production and everything. So.
And I still think the movie, the first one at least, was good. Yeah. I don't really remember the second one's kind of forgettable to me. But from what I remember, it was okay.
I will say my favorite thing, actually my only favorite thing of the second movie, is the redesign of Riptide, Percy's.
Oh no, that sword is awesome.
Yes.
Yes, and you have a replica of it.
I do.
Which is way too fucking heavy.
It is. You definitely need, some...
Yeah.
So you need, strength.
Yeah,
it's tough.
For sure. But what I was getting at here is, so I've only seen that movie, and I read the graphic novel of Sea of Monsters, just like I read the graphic novel. Oh, actually, I did read the first book, but I read the first book, and I read and I remember being like, this is not like the movie at all, what happened? But I read I'm reading the graphic novels as well, So like when season 3 comes out, I have no idea. I've never seen anything about the third one. I don't even know what it's called.
The third one
Uh-huh.
is when it starts to be dark.
Okay.
Like when...
Kind of like Harry Potter. Like from the third one.
Yeah. When the third book, when it comes to the third book of Percy Jackson, it becomes like, okay, like
more mature.
Yeah,
more
people are dying. There's death.
Okay.
There's a lot of depressing things.
Okay.
Like
that
certain things are coming to pass.
Yeah.
Which like war is inevitable. All the real negative stuff.
So as like bad as it sounds to respond in this way, that sounds good to me. Like not that it's happening, but that's a much more interesting story. That's the kind of stuff that I like. And yeah, that because like you get real stakes and stuff like that. That's good. But what I'm trying to get to here is I have read. I read the graphic novel, and from like the first episode, I know that in the graphic the graphic novel did have, but all the graphic novels, by the way, had a big hand from Rick Riordan himself. So he approved of all of these. No. Very much so. And the second one, like, they leave some stuff out here and there, which I'm not too fussed about. He's a super fan. He's like,
Well, so I've come to realize that essentially, like, like the whole series was what? It came out a long, like, years and years ago. I see this as like not a reboot, but you have the same story, you have the same characters, you have the same lore and universe, but you're just updating everything.
An adaptation.
Yeah.
Which is what it is. But this happened in the book, like all the things that did happen in the graphic novel did happen in the book as well. There were things that were left out, but there weren't anything that was like changed, that was added or whatever. So it pretty much opens with like Percy and this character Tyson.
Can't believe you're the one telling this.
Who's the Cyclops? Well, I'm talking about like what I remember from the graphic novel and stuff. It opens with them like playing dodgeball, and these like are they giants that are?
Yeah, they're called Lastragonian giants.
Okay,
that's what they're called.
Because like the dodgeball scene didn't happen in the book in the show. Instead, that was a lot of switching up from the book. Well, I'll tell you what though, it didn't happen in the movie either.
No, did it not? And again, we don't talk about the movies.
Yes, we did.
In this house, well, I mean,
in my
this
house?
isn't in my, this isn't in his place, but we don't speak about the movies in my household. Like with them, they were fun. They're like the action was cool. Just all the stuff was cool.
I'll tell you what.
But on their own, they'd be good movies. But connected to a universe,
sure.
No bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno, muchacho. No bueno.
And I'll tell you what regarding that too. I really like the first. Not the first. I like the first movie's casino scene.
Right.
So much better than what they did in the show. What they did in the show, I did not like. You even said it was the most boring episode.
Yeah, that episode was it was slow.
It was.
It was like, okay.
It was just an exposition dump, too. Yeah. Which, I mean,
kind of is needed.
Well, I mean, exposition is needed, but a dump is like, you can do other stuff. Anyway, but yeah, so I noticed, like, they didn't have that bit where they were fighting these guys, like, during dodgeball. Instead, what they did was, after the, Percy and Tyson got picked up by Annabeth in a cab. What, the Gray Sisters? Is that what they're
Gray
called?
Sisters taxi cab.
And it's weird because like they have this thing where like they all share one eye, but apparently it's like all seeing, right?
Yeah. So I forgot. I think one of them is Greed. There's 3 of them, and they obviously all 3 of them have names.
Are they 3 of the 7 deadly sins?
No.
Okay.
But they're all God, I almost said Furies. They are not Furies. No. But yeah, so they all essentially share the same eye, and that eye is that eye can not see the future, but it can predict the future.
Okay.
So yeah. 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 Yeah, no, I'm liking it. Again, it's only 2 episodes, but so far, I think season 2 is a step up.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point was though, like, so there was a bit where those giants that, so if I remember correctly, in the book, they throw, like, fire, like the dodgeballs turn into fireballs. They turn those into fireballs and throw them. In the show, they basically, like, pulled dirt out of the ground, like, pulled, like, a piece of the ground up and turned those into fireballs.
Yeah.
And were chucking those at, Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson. Now, so far, something that I don't like is that, because, okay, so we talked about, like, when we were watching it, we talked about how, like, the guy that, like, can't eat, what's his name again? Tantalus. How, like, evil he is in this.
He is.
Which is...
he is book to screen. Like,
yeah, and I mean, he goes out of his way to do some pretty fucked up shit so far. And
it's messed up. I'm like, dang.
And again, only 2 episodes so far.
No.
But yeah, like I said, we don't want to get too much into it. I was kind of joking about the spoiler stuff. Like, we don't want to get too much into the show. But I do want to say that, like, I think overall, yes, we both definitely enjoyed it. But also, there's another, like, thing I wanted to touch on. Oh, so far, what I'm not liking and what I'm hoping they do something with is, in the book, Annabeth is incredibly racist against Tyson because he's a Cyclops. Now, we find out later that she has a reason for it, but it's still never good to be racist, obviously.
No.
Like, that shouldn't be a hot take, but, you know, you never know who's listening. But with that in mind, she, I think the fact that, because in the book, she's like a blonde white girl, but in the show, she is a black girl.
She is.
Who infamously received a lot of hate from racist quote-unquote fans, that were, like, sending her death threats and shit for playing a character she was cast in as a show. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
now,
those people were very dead set on the adaptation of, obviously, like, she's not Annabeth because Annabeth is white, she's black.
Yeah, and
that's what they're caught up on.
Sure, and, like, I do want adaptations to, like, stay true to the source material and to look as much as they can. Because, okay, so here's my reason, especially regarding book adaptations. I don't read. So if I don't get a visual version of it, I'm never going to experience what it was supposed to be like from the book. So that's the big part of why I like things to stay true, especially appearance-wise, from the original adaptation. That, like I was telling Jordan when watching this, there was a shot where we paused. There was a shot where Percy was walking, and I was like, yeah, I still wish he had dark hair and green eyes. Because in the book and everything, he has black hair and emerald green eyes, which is a point to the graphic novels.
Boo!
You can't keep booing.
I will always boo the graphic novels because the graphic novels, the book, and if you like the graphic novels, like great, like that's you, right? That's your form of reading, right?
Yes.
In the book, the books have a lot. Like if you know,
I know
if there's a lot of ifs. If the television series adapted everything, it would be like a 30-some, maybe 40-some episode long.
Yeah, well, you even said, like, we went through, like, 3 chapters in one episode. Whereas, it would... Like, I thought the idea was to go through, like, 1 chapter each episode.
Yeah.
But, anyway, go on.
But yeah, like, the books hold so much... Like, so much information, you know, key details, and I just don't see the graphic novels doing that, you know?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, you know, so I never read The Sea of Monsters, but I did read the original, Lightning Thief, and the graphic novel stuck really close to the Lightning Thief. It was pretty spot on, from what I remember. You said that The Sea of Monsters left some stuff out. I don't really think it was very important from what you were, like, explaining, but, you know, sure, okay, like, it cut some stuff out, which is not great, not my favorite, but, what I was getting at, though, is, like, I do still wish that, like, yeah, Percy had dark hair and green eyes, and that Annabeth, you know, was, the white blonde she was originally, and all these characters. But they also have things like Clarice is not ugly, like she is in the book, you know.
Yeah.
But, all, you know, so, like, I do wish these characters were more... looked more accurate to, like, how they were depicted in the books. But... it is what it is. You know, that's my take on it. Like, I would prefer this, but I'm not, oh, this isn't the real, like, no, that's some bullshit.
And,
go ahead.
And what I mean by update is, originally, when Rick wrote the first book, Lightning Thief, and in the show, the scene where he's battling a monster on the Golden Arch, he thought, originally writing it, he thought that the arch, I forgot what city.
Oh, right.
He thought the arch was over a river. So at, like, whatever scene in the book, Percy falls from the arch right into the river. Right. But in the show, and that's when, again, like an update, he went back and he's like, you know, okay, this isn't that important, leave it out. This is really important, leave it out. One of the things that he realized that, no, like, the arch is far away from the river. Right. And so the scene where he falls down and the water physically grabs him and pulls him. So that's what I mean by, like, it, like, he's giving this an update. So,
sure. Yeah. Yes. And things like that changing and being up, like, that's good, that's fine. That's not my concern. So my point is, how they're changing these characters, and, like, they changed the race and appearance of Annabeth. Now, the fact that she is a black girl, I want to see her being racist toward Tyson, and I want to see her being called out for that, and you having this moment where you get to point out, like, you know, the characters point out and the audience sees, like, okay, here's this, like, character who is, like, basically just kind of, like, a message of that racism is bad. Like, you know, like, again, just because, you know, I think that's a way to do it where you give, like, not validity, but, like, a purpose to the fact that you know, change the race of this character. Right. Like, now it actually means something. It's not just... Because I think the issue, right, there was this big push throughout, like, I'd say mid-2000s, 2010s, whatever, of this, like, racial blindness, of like, or color blindness, they called it, where, like, viewing everyone the same and all that stuff. And what we found out in more recent years, especially since, like, 2020 and, you know, everything that happened with that, with, like, the BLM protests and all that, we kind of started having this cultural discussion on, like, color blindness was actually harmful because you weren't people weren't seeing and acknowledging the fact that, like, no, these, like, black people or Asian or Native American, Indian, whatever they are, like, they are actually, like, we can't just act like they're, like, just like everybody else because they have like this discrimination they've gone through that, like, people like you and me don't experience. And I think that her being, her being racist and having that pointed out, like, don't you think it's, like, haven't you, like, doesn't the stuff you're saying, like, about him or whatever sound familiar? It's like, what do you mean? Well, this kind of stuff, like, white people often will, like, say about you and stuff like that. She's like, oh yeah, I have heard, like, things like that. And maybe she can talk about some, like, traumatic experience she had in school or something where some, like, white kid made fun of her for having what they call, like, nappy hair or whatever, just, something like that. Like, something where, like, you give there a reason as to, like, why this character is this. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's good, because I feel like if you just don't do anything with it, I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And they have to go over it. Because Annabeth's a racist.
Right.
I hope they do.
And what I'm a little bit concerned about, because you also said that Percy's a dick to, he's not really being a dick.
Well, in the book he's a dick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm a little
But
concerned
now he's like, I mean, I guess I'm not the only son of Poseidon.
Right. And I will say two things on that. One, so far I do think that Tyson is, and I remember asking you about this when we were watching it, like, is he intentionally, is he meant to, like, be kind of a stand-in for, like, being, like, mentally retarded, Like, not as, like, a slur, but...
I would say in the book. Well,
right.
just, he has autism,
Right, so, okay, he's autistic, okay.
Yeah.
So he's good representation, I think, for, like, people that are, like, neurodivergent.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say about that as well is that I'm a little concerned that, and it makes sense with this being Disney and everything, but I'm a little concerned because of how nice, basically, Percy's already being to Tyson, and he's not really, like, being rude to him and stuff like you say he is in the book, and like I remember him being in the graphic novel. I'm a little concerned that they're not going to do the whole racist angle with Annabeth. I'm a little concerned they're going to adapt it. Well, they don't.
Well, that's a major, like, subplot in the book.
But what I'm saying, what I'm concerned is that they're going to water this stuff down.
Yeah, I know.
Because they don't want to tackle these hot topics.
Well, Rick better step in and be like, listen.
Yeah, I hope they did.
We're going to go over this.
I hope they did, but I just don't. I don't have faith in Disney to do that,
because in the book, right, and spoilers, whatever. In the book, right, Sea Monsters, it is found out that one of Annabeth's best friends, was murdered by a Cyclops. And then, she again grew a lot of hatred for Cyclops. Because I could see that point. Like, okay, a Cyclops killed your best friend. I could see that. Like, okay, I hate Cyclopses now because they killed my friend. But then that goes to show, and then then it's realized, like, not all Cyclopses, no. I think it's just Cyclops. Not all Cyclops are bad, and Percy, the book Percy's like, hey, like, what is your whole deal? Why are you being a prick to Tyson? And she tells him, blah blah blah. My best friend was killed by a Cyclops. You can't trust them, yada yada. And Tyson, throughout the book, keeps on, like, trying to win favor with Annabeth. He's like, hey, like, let me help you. No, I got this. Don't touch me. Like that nastiness.
Right.
But then, by the end of the book, Tyson, I think, saves Percy from death, and Annabeth is grateful, and she's like, thank you so much. I was wrong about you. I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, that's fine. Whatever. So that's a major thing. They have to go over, and if they don't, Disney. But Rick is second in command. So hopefully, he's like, you know what, we need to go over this because that was a big part of. It's a big subplot in the second book. Both episode 1 and episode 2 really, really good so far. I like them. But again, just like the first season, episode 1 to episode 8, it gets better. I strongly feel like episode 1, episode 1 and 2 is good. I feel like as they progress to episode 8, it's gonna get even. It's gonna get better. And like I was saying, they're already filming season 3. So season 3 is already gonna happen. I think you said something like this a while ago, and I fully agree. I believe this Percy Jackson series is going to be like the next.
Oh, Harry Potter, yeah.
And it's funny that speak about Harry Potter because there was an interview last year or something where someone asked wouldn't it be really cool if Harry Potter and Percy Jackson encountered each other? And the actor who plays Percy, Walker Scobell, he's like, that'd be really, really cool. It'd be awesome if they could fight each other. But we all know who would win. And the media was like, oh, well, who would win? And he's like, who do you think?
Harry Potter because of the magic shit.
Percy Jackson.
Percy? All he did, he has water powers.
He has more than water powers, my guy.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we'll see as he develops. Yeah. I just feel like a spell that can like kill you like in a second is more powerful than anything Percy could do.
Well, there is this,
or like there's Avada Kedavra. There's the
Avada Kedavra.
There's the Crux thing where you
Crucio.
that one where you torture them. There's crazy things like that. So I feel like when you got powers like that.
Well, let me enlighten you, my friend. So there is this kind of side book where it's called, oh gosh, I think it's either called The Crocodile or The Alligator of Sobek. And what that is, not only did Rick create, a Greek and Roman series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and then the Heroes of Olympus, which also delve into Roman mythology and the Roman side of the gods. But he's also created Egyptian mythology, the Kane Chronicles, which is a great series. And then he also created a Norse mythology.
Sure, and I think making shows of those would be really fucking cool.
Those. I mean, this show's going to succeed, so they're obviously going to make those shows. Yeah. But
I'm looking forward to the Heroes of Olympus.
It's going to be. I hope. It's going to be so good. But Kane Chronicles deals with Egyptian mythology and magic, and Egyptian mythology or Egyptian magic is described in the books and the lore and the universe of Percy Jackson and all that kind of stuff. Egyptian magic is not that far off from Harry Potter magic.
Sure, that makes sense.
And so in the book, Percy Jackson is tasked to go capture a giant magical crocodile that's terrorizing the Hudson River or something. And so he goes
New York?
Yeah. Or New York or somewhere. Or just somewhere where there's a river.
Pretty sure the Hudson River is New York. But anyway, go on.
And so he goes to investigate and try to either capture or kill this monster. Well, he comes across the big brother, one of the main protagonists of the Kane Chronicles. And he encounters them, they both fight each other, his name's Carter.
Okay.
Carter, gets Percy with some of his magic, and the magic dances around Percy. It has no effect. The magic doesn't know what to do.
Okay.
And so Percy just kind of brushes it off, and they have their whole, Percy uses his water powers, and, who did I say? Carter, whoever his name is, uses all of his Egyptian stuff, and they come to terms like, hey, listen, wow, you're from, like, the Egyptian side of mythology, right? Mm. Oh, yeah, you're from the Greek-Roman side. Yeah. So, they do a little team-up, and it's, at the end, it's kind of teased that there's, like, a big bad that's going to unite all of the Greek-Roman mythologies, the Egyptian mythologies, the Norse mythologies. There's a big bad that's going to unite all of them. Uh-huh. Don't know what it is. I don't think it's been explained yet, but it's probably going to be like a Avengers like Endgame where they all come out of the portals, or they all join forces. I can never see with the killing curse and Harry Potter and the torture curse. I could see those being a problem.
And I mean, I will say, like, I know very little. Like, I've seen all the Harry Potter movies, and I played Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know anything about Percy except for the two, which is the beginning of his journey. The movies, the graphic novels and the books, the first two books. So outside of anything regarding the first two books, I know nothing about Percy Jackson.
Right. And when they do make Heroes of Olympus,
and I know a little bit of what you've told me.
Well. They will. Like, it's at this point, it's like a 90% chance they're going to make it. Disney can't do it. Like, it has to go to Max or some. I would call like some other like mature streaming service.
Disney owns Hulu now, so you could probably just go on Hulu.
I guess, but man, like the Heroes of Olympus.
Hulu has like TVMA stuff.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, then shoot, maybe Hulu may gain it, because like. Man, like, Heroes of Olympus, like, they're all, like, 17, 18, 19 years old.
Right.
Like, they delve into a lot of very mature stuff.
It's funny you say that, too, because the character, by the time they get to that in real life, the actors will be, like, probably in their, like, mid-20s, well, maybe not mid, like, early 20s.
I'd say, like, 21, 22.
Yeah, like, their early 20s at least.
Maybe 20.
Because they're already, like, 16 now? Which is, so this is crazy.
Like
right?
14, 15.
I love the difference between, like, you see the beginning of, like, the season 1 Percy Jackson, you have Walker Scobell as Percy's, like,
hi, my name's Percy
Jackson.
He's
like, hi, my name's Percy Jackson. The story I'm about to tell, like, whatever. And then you see season 2. Hi, it's Percy. My name's Percy Jackson. It's like, bro, like, it's crazy. It's
hilarious. Puberty hits you like a freaking train.
Yeah, and I will say, one of the things that I mean when I say, like, this is going to be like Harry Potter for this generation, for like Gen Z, maybe Gen A, Gen Alpha, whatever, is that Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were like on top of the world. They were cultural icons.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't mean just Percy Jackson. I mean the actors themselves are going to like blow up. People are going to love them. Walker's going to be a ton of like girls and guys and whatever, like first crush. And maybe even Grover, as he matures and everything, he'll probably... Same with Annabeth and like all these other characters, These are going to be characters and actors, and this is going to be like I think it's going to be a cultural phenomenon on the level... Well, maybe not on the level of Harry Potter, because I don't know if you remember.
I would say a little bit below Harry Potter.
Well, yes, because Pottermania throughout the 2000s was everywhere.
Dude.
Like, you couldn't escape that
Throughout middle school and high school. I grew up, like, every year I watched the Harry Potter movie. Like, Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone. Watched that. And, like, I got so invested in it, because at the end, when Harry's getting on the train, and he's like, I'm not really going, I'm going home, but not really. I'm
Hogwarts
like
is home.
me being like 10 or 11 years old. This is gonna be embarrassing, but me being 10 or 11, I'm crying.
Oh,
Like literally tears falling down my face.
No, that's
and my mom was watching with me.
it.
I'm like, Mom, is Harry really gonna come back to Hogwarts? And she's like, Of course he is. And I was like, Okay, good. Because Dursleys suck. Well, not Petunia, because found out that Petunia, his aunt, she was more so like pissed off that Harry like was a part of that world, because the Wizarding World took her sister away from her. So there's a lot of deleted scenes that should have been kept in. There's this one where Harry, he's starting to head out, like go off on his own, like escape the Death Eaters, and he finds Aunt Petunia in their living room, and the whole place is cleared out, like furniture's gone, it's ransacked, and she's just kind of staring around, and Harry's like, "Hey, listen, like why aren't you like running away? If they find you, they're going to torture you to find out where I am." And she's like, you didn't just lose a mother that night, killing Harry's mom. Like Voldemort murdering Harry's parents.
No.
She's like, you didn't just, she's reminiscing. She's like, you didn't just lose a mother that night in Godric's Hollow. I lost a sister.
Yeah,
and it was confirmed that Aunt Petunia did actually care about Harry. Just in a very like why the hell do you have to be a wizard?
she had a funny way of showing it.
Yeah. Now, Uncle Vernon? Nah. He didn't hold this.
Her, right? Yeah, he must have.
But again, these deleted scenes that so good. There's a delete scene where Harry's just kind of waiting outside, and Uncle Vernon and Dudley are driving away, and Dudley's just kind of standing there looking at Harry, and Uncle Vernon's like, "Dudley, what are you doing? Get in the car. Let's go. Let's run away." And he's like, "Harry's not coming with us." And he's like, "Well, you don't want to come with us, do you, Harry?" He's like, "No, not in a million years." And he's like, "Oh, okay, good, whatever." And he's like, "Vernon, I was just a waste of space, wasn't I?" And Uncle Vernon gets in the car, and it's so good. And Dudley kind of walks over to Harry, holds out his hand, and they shake hands. He's like, "I don't think you're a waste of space."
Was that not in the movie?
That was a deleted scene.
Oh, because I've seen that.
No.
Okay.
And Harry's like, "Thank you." "Oh, thank you, Dudley." And he's like, "No." So I was like, "Damn, it's good stuff." But Percy Jackson is gonna be right below like the fame and all that kind of stuff.
I get that
went with Harry Potter,
for sure.
Which it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, I think it's good when there are these cultural phenomena.
Yeah. Logan, it was good.
You
could have watched the recap with us.
He couldn't have.
Well,
you mean if he hung up this weekend?
That's right. I remember him saying that I stopped watching season 1 in the middle.
He did, yeah.
Tisk.
I mean, to be honest,
you're good, Logan.
If I wasn't watching it with you, I probably wouldn't watch it either.
No.
So because,
by the way, speaking of Logan, was that fun or was that fun?
It was a good time.
It was.
It was a great time. It really was. I hope our listeners enjoyed it as well. It was good.
You were saying? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say, like, so far, like, I don't really care that much about like Percy Jackson and stuff. I'm hoping it'll get better, but like, if I wasn't watching with you, I probably wouldn't watch that.
And don't get it twisted. I'm gonna keep on watching episode 1 and 2.
Oh, I know you are.
Maybe like once or twice.
I know you are. Well, you gotta find a way to justify that Disney Plus subscription.
Oh my god!
Which
insane.
This was.
I'm like, this is terrible.
This is bullshit because like,
oh man,
I think it was like $13 is what you paid, but like the only ad-free option now
that included Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN.
Was that the only way to get ad-free though?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was like $40.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
Insane. Are you kidding me?
So you can no longer.
Gosh.
We're sitting there and like ads are going off. I'm so fucking pissed. And then you pause it and there's a fucking ad right there. And I'm like,
there's like a click here for a sneak peek at. I'm like, oh, come. And like so for everyone listening, my thing is I only have Disney Plus.
Yes.
Because of Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
When the first season was done and I had my fair share watching it, I got rid of Disney Plus.
Right.
So my thing is, after season 2 ends,
yeah,
I'll probably watch it another maybe once, maybe twice, probably like a second time, or maybe like once or twice,
maybe thrice,
and then I'll get rid of it, and then I'll wait for season 3 to come out, and then I'll get it again, do the same thing over, get rid of it, yada yada yada, because freaking $40. And when I originally had the no ads,
right,
it was like $13-$14, which was reasonable.
Yeah.
Like that's good. But then when I went on my phone to look at stuff, it was $40. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
Yeah, it's just evil. It's there's
how did they go from 13 or 14 to 40 freaking bucks?
There's a lot of very evil business practices that a lot of companies do now. So we didn't talk about this on the pod, I don't think, but so there's this thing going on now where companies, I don't remember there's different terminologies for it, but they are basically blaming consumers for, like, not buying their new products and being smart with their money because they can't afford these new products. They're like, why don't they want the new iPhone? Why don't they want these new cars?
Lower the prices.
That's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Lower the prices
because of their greed. They're not going to do that. So it's like, why don't they want the new like PS5 or PS? Well, I used to PS6. But we're not there yet. Switch 2, whatever. Right? Yeah. Why don't they want these new cars? There are car dealerships with lots of just a bunch of cars.
Yeah.
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 It's ridiculous, and it's like, well, why? It's like because. We can't afford. Yeah. We're barely affording like fucking rent or whatever.
Why aren't you buying my Ford F-150s? Cause they're like freaking $80K. Are you freaking kidding me?
And when we're in this environment where everything is like you don't own, like we're in this like debt economy where everything you have, because you can't just get like a few movies and you're good. No, you have to get a whole subscription service where you're paying like $20 or so a month.
Gosh.
Like, for me,
that's so bad.
The only subscription service that I, like, need is YouTube Premium. Partly because I watch YouTube all the time, but more specifically because I love their background play.
Right. I think I got rid of all my subscriptions. Like this was like a month or two ago. I just had a sudden thought, like, you know what, I want to get rid of. I want to see what subscriptions I have. Yeah. And I want to see if I can get rid. And I had like 15 different subscriptions, and none of them were like worthwhile. Right. So I got rid of all of them.
And I've been thinking of getting rid of everything except for YouTube and Prime, Amazon Prime. Yeah. I don't think I have Hulu anymore. I'd have to look. No. I know I still have Netflix. I might get rid of that. But I don't know. We'll see. So the only subscription I have now until I have no need of it is Disney Plus. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like why are people not? It's like because your prices are extreme, and the fact that rather than make a better product or lower prices, anything that would benefit the consumer, they are just blaming consumers for... And it's funny, right? Because for so long, people have said, like, well, you'd be able to afford a house if you didn't waste your money on iPhone and Starbucks. Or shit like that. And it's like, well, now you have people who are not wasting their money on iPhone and Starbucks, and they are still struggling. Yeah. We are still struggling.
They're paying their bills and the rent, and they still can't.
But these companies and these... Like, let's be real, boomers and people who have, like, basically had an easy time, at least financially.
Well, I bought my house with 2 raspberries and a nickel.
Pretty much.
Yeah, good for you chumps. Freaking old geezers.
Pretty much. Yeah, and they do not understand what it's like in today's economy.
And they never will.
No, they never will.
Because they're from a different time.
Right.
Bunch of freaking sandbags.
Yeah.
freaking.
But I do, and I will say on that note, I do think it's important for us to
Dinosaur dust.
keep understand that we need to be aware that the next generation and the generation after is going to have it harder and harder. Oof. And for us to not be like the boomers and stuff, and go, oh, well, you can just get... I did this...
but when my future kids are like, Dad, Mom, I want to think about buying a house.
Good luck.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
I'll help you, but it's going to be hard.
I don't know.
Gosh.
It depends. There's
staying at home till they're 50.
So, ultimately, as many things do, this all comes down to, how capitalism is not sustainable in the long run. Or at least the version of capitalism that we have. Because, okay, this is the problem with, companies, right? Do you know what the main priority of every company is?
Tell me.
To increase profits. And
Makes
to... and to, look good for their shareholders. So you have companies that are constantly doing things to, basically, skim off the top, letting go people, firing people, getting rid of entire... This is why you have things like, oh, there's this incredible, new game or movie that came out, and then, we just, fired the entire staff afterwards. They made an amazing product, but we just got rid of the whole staff. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go ahead.
It's funny you say that, because I saw a post today.
Yeah.
When they were making the second Toy Story movie, there was, the scripts, they already made the script, and apparently, it got deleted. But one of their employees had it on a hard drive.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And 3 or 4 years later, they fired this person. I saw a post. I'm like,
yes, I saw it too.
What?
Yep, I just saw this on Twitter.
He saved, or whoever.
She
saved, and you just.
Yep.
It was years later. It doesn't matter
because as an employee.
I would have burned that house through. Sorry, I would have burned that house to the ground. I was like, I saved you people.
As an employee, you are expendable.
I would have taken that script and made my own movie or sold it. I'd be like, screw you people. You guys can burn to the ground yourselves. That was insane when I heard that. I was like,
we are living in an era where, because of the way technology, and it's not just AI. More than AI, it's the surveillance state, where all the data that is harvested from you and all these different things. Whenever you go to websites, do you want to accept our cookies? Which you really don't have an option.
Yeah. No. If you click deny, they just.
It's just you can't use our website then.
Cool.
So you have everything wants your data. Every time you go somewhere, do you want to sign up for a reward? No, I just want to get my fucking food. I just want to have a nice fucking dinner and
I get that all the time at gas stations. Would you like to sign up for rewards? I'm like,
yes.
I just want my Celsius or my Bang energy drink. Right. I want my little cookie.
Yes.
I want to get gas.
And I don't want to give you a fucking tip that you're not even gonna see just because the company wants to make more.
Gas stations are making tips now?
It's probably going to happen. No.
That's going to be because
I wouldn't be surprised if it starts happening. But no, when you go to a coffee shop or something, and they turn around that stupid pad, they're like, do you want to give us a tip? No. Here, let me ask you this. How much of that tip do you see? Well, none of it. Then why the fuck would I give the tip? Why the fuck? Seriously. Because, if it's this is one other thing, how, tipping culture is way out of control. We've normalized a lot of bad things. And again, this comes down to surveillance, it comes down to capitalism. When it comes down to the surveillance state, it comes down to, just all of this crazy shit where, I understand tipping when it comes to, your waiter or your waitress at a restaurant. They make, $2 an hour, and the tips are meant to cover for everything else. Now, is it right? No. Should they be getting a livable wage regardless? Yes, I believe everyone should be getting a livable wage, no matter what your job is. The idea of an unskilled worker is a myth that's designed to keep people down. It's a whole thing. It's a mess. That's not the point. Even just regarding with the current framework that we are living in, it is sustainable. This direction that we're going in, where we are now. One of the things that pisses me off more than anything is when you go to a. I was watching this video on YouTube about this, where this person was talking about how they paid for a cover at like a bar or a club or something. And when they scanned their card to pay for cover, they asked them if they wanted to give a tip on top of their cover. Like,
drinks are expensive as it is.
I just paid you $20.
That's insane.
Or whatever it is.
Drinks at a bar.
No, just to get in. Like cover.
Oh, God.
I just paid you whatever it is to get in for that. And then these people wonder, because people just aren't going to these places altogether anymore, or they're opting out of tipping or whatever altogether. And then they say, well, the millennials or the Gen Z or whatever killed the food industry or killed this, killed that. It's like, no, you made it hospitable to consumers that they stopped going. Like, you can't... But it's always shifting the blame. Always putting the blame on the consumers or on the workers. It's never about these fucking rich CEOs and shit who are making billions of dollars, maybe not billions, but millions at least. They could easily take a cut and still live lavishly and pay their workers a fair wage. There was this. I always forget the name of it, but there was this credit card company where the CEO, and yeah, he took a cut, but he gave everybody like 20, 23, 27, something like that an hour as like their base pay.
Dang, that's pretty nice.
And everyone was able to like afford their life. That's what minimum wage is supposed to be. Base pay so you can afford your fucking life. You know? Like that's that's the whole thing. And like this
we are the only species on this earth that pays to live. Mm-hmm. You don't see dogs.
No.
You don't see wild animals doing it. No.
Right.
They just live.
Yeah. But and you know, it's crazy too, because people always be like, well, if you want like universal basic income, or you want like everyone to have a livable wage no matter what, whatever it is, well, that's gonna make it so you can, you're gonna have to pay higher taxes. Okay, let me ask you: would you rather pay higher taxes, or would you rather be giving tips and shit to all these extra things that you don't want to? That's the thing. Like they say, that we're going to pay higher taxes. You dumbass! I'm already basically paying that with these services that I don't want to pay extra for. And then you have people like, I know you're big on like cash, right? But there are
#cash is king.
But there are companies who are making it so you cannot pay in cash. There are companies where you can only pay online. There are companies where they just don't accept cash. It's only card. They are making it because cash is untraceable. And what they want to do...
That's a good thing.
Right, but that's not a good thing for them. Because
sucks to suck.
They want to build these data centers on you so that they... Because and that gets us into another thing.
Yeah, I've never, ever come across like a place of business that... Like, we only use card.
Well,
I've never come across that kind of thing.
You have.
Have I?
How do you pay for cash on the TikTok store?
Oh, well, besides that.
Now, but if you think other companies aren't going to start doing that, and you're not even going to have a point where physical companies are doing that, I would not be surprised if that starts happening.
Good.
But... Because they want everything to be traceable. They want to build a data thing on you. Because one of the things they're doing as well, different companies are doing this, and this is like fucking like the end of everything shit.
Really?
Yeah, just listen. So there's like, I'm sorry.
Listen to this
tale. Finish my point.
Listen to this tale of the
yes. So basically, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Snappy. But like basically, so newer stores, like maybe newer Walmarts or whatever, are building with they don't have paper price tags. They have digital price tags, and those digital price tags can be moved up or down depending on who is going Like, because they got cameras everywhere. So they see where you're going, or if you're likely to go there, whatever. They track your spending habits and all these other different things. And they're building profiles on you so that they say, hey, how likely is Jordan to pay for that ground beef? You know, whatever it is. You know, whatever you... you know, how likely is Jordan... Well, okay, he's not going to pay that much, that's too much. But that's like, this amount, that's going to be, like, just the amount that he'd be okay paying with. Not too high, not too low. That's the highest we can get away before he just doesn't buy the product at all. So you will have your own specific price. I will have my own specific price. Everyone will have their own specific price. And what they're doing is they're creating a system in which you can't get ahead. Because, okay, say you get a promotion, you get a raise, whatever it is, great. Now your prices just went up to increase, like, with those raises. Because your prices are specific to you. You're always just paying just a little bit too much that you are struggling and are barely making ends meet, but not too much that you don't buy the product at all. It is dystopian as fuck. And what these are examples of is getting into this era that people are dubbing Techno Feudalism. And it really does seem to be where we're headed. It's fucking terrifying.
Then you better start, making your makeshift weapons if it's going to be a dystopian type of future.
What are you going to do when they develop robots that can use guns and shit and don't have fear or any other emotion or pain or?
I'll be nice to them.
You'll be nice to them.
I'll join them. Hey, listen. That. What's that phrase? It's like that
debate, that
gay old phrase or whatever it is. If you can't beat them, join them.
Christ. All right, that's
obviously I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying.
No.
Like,
I think it's important to have like principles and stuff.
Oh right, yeah, of course.
And I'm not like, I know you don't mean that, but
no. But remember, be nice to your AI. Be nice to them. Tell them they're pretty.
They're not.
But
they can't be pretty.
You better say.
Also, they wouldn't care. Like, they're not, because they wouldn't...
I mean, I tell my Amazon Alexa all the time.
I know, I heard you have a lovely conversation with it earlier today.
Yeah, that's when I'm lonely and I'm by myself.
I have tried to have...
so sad. Not true, by the way. Not true.
Yeah. I've tried to have conversations with
I'm not a lonely man, I promise.
I've tried to have conversations. We both live by ourselves. But I've tried to have conversations with my phone, like Siri, as well as I had to look over my phone, as well as my like Alexa or stuff like that. I just get annoyed at them.
Yeah.
Like I've always asked it to do something. I asked the question, oh, I don't know the answer to that. Oh, I can't do that for you. And so I just get in an argument. So I'm like, what can you do? And then it's like, oh, I'm like, you're a worthless piece of shit. And I get mad at it, and I just like end up telling it to fuck off, basically. Yeah. So I don't have a good relationship.
You better mend your relationship with your AI. I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna die.
I'm telling you, you're gonna.
No, but here's
you're gonna have an AI robot humanoid figure standing for you.
Because here's the truth, right?
Christian, we need you to call us now.
I've seen good things explaining this as well. That basically like that version of the techno hellscape is part of the myth, is part of the lie that like tech companies are trying to push. In the reality of like how this stuff is going to fuck us up is a lot more subtle, I would say, and a lot more insidious.
That's a good move, by the way.
Insidious?
No, I'm thinking of something different. Never mind.
Okay. Wait, AI the movie?
No, iRobot.
Okay, yeah. Nice shoes. Look, no, if there was a robot like that guy in iRobot, like, I'd be friendly guy, I'd like him. But
you would have to.
Well, okay, but I've always known this. I would be like Will Smith in that movie. He fucking hated robots. Except for the one that was actually he became friend. Like that's how I would be. You know, there'd be an exception, but I'd be like most of them, nah. You know.
What if its friends found out?
Now here's the thing, though. Well, he didn't have friends. That was his whole thing. He was like an outcast from the robots. But that's the whole thing too. Is like I wouldn't want to shut them all down either because I'd like him. I'd be like, oh, I like you though, buddy. You know, like you're like my friend. You know, because like, you know, I touched on this like when Logan and I were having this discussion last week.
I was like half asleep over here. I was like,
it was funny.
No, it's all good.
But well, we went to like 2 a.m. or something. So I mean,
yeah, that was, I was over here like this. I was like,
you were zonking.
Oh yeah, oh, it's just this.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
You were zonking. Yeah. But no, my point is like there are a lot of ways that like these big tech companies are trying to like use tech to like fuck us all over. But it's not through this like Terminator kind of. It's through much more insidious like benefiting shareholders, corporate greed, capitalism. Like it's not good. But
the start of it all is
capitalism.
The glasses.
The meta. No, the start of it. I don't even know what the start of it was.
Because I wouldn't. This would be terrible. But
honestly,
you could say, just with your voice, meta. Take a picture.
Yeah.
Or take a video.
Right. No, I think the start of it all actually was credit cards. I don't think credit cards should have ever been a thing.
Yeah, I was always told to never have a credit card.
I don't have a credit card. I have a debit card. I do not have a credit card. I don't. Do you have a credit card?
I do not.
Oh, okay. What? Okay, so that actually makes me feel really good. And I have to ask a question. How did you get your card?
How did I get my card?
Your car.
Oh, my car?
Yeah, because I've always heard you had to have good credit, which you had to have a credit card for to get a car. How did you manage to do that without? If you don't want to talk about it on the podcast, we don't have to.
I'm trying to remember.
This is not financial advice, by the way.
No. Yeah, oh gosh. Oh, man. Hopefully I can get with a girl that is, like, literally financially, like, a genius.
Illiterate? I'm not illiterate. Financially literate.
Yeah.
Not illiterate. That's not what we want.
Well, I think one of the first things I did was I sold my car. And then my credit, it's like, I've been told this is pretty good.
Okay.
It's like 728.
Probably. I don't even know what my score is.
Yeah, I could probably look on my bank app and look it up because it has like a scale like bad or good.
How do you build your credit though without a credit card? How are you building it? Like you specifically? I
think part of it is like paying your bills on time.
Yeah, but rent doesn't do it.
No. So maybe it's like you haven't got any tickets. I think that's how you.
No, that's not it.
Build good credit. I don't know. I would have to like look that.
Well,
up.
Regardless, yeah. we'll figure that out on our own. But
I used my 2 legs. I walked.
Right.
Well, not. Oh God, who walks? Oh God, who walks anymore? I know a few people who walk.
Well, we could if we lived in a walkable city. That's a whole other thing. Walkable cities, like
Shout out to the person who walks everywhere. You know who you are.
A lot of Europeans.
Yeah. Well, you and me know this person.
A lot of people in. Oh my God.
You're probably not listening, which is good.
She doesn't walk everywhere, though. She bums rides off people.
Oh, man. That's a close call from, to walking. No, but, I think, I would have to look like how you get good credit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because you got, like, a pretty good car. Yeah,
with no credit card. So that makes me feel good because I'm a little worried. I'm like, I need a credit card because I don't want a credit card. But anyway, my point is, credit cards are designed to put you in debt.
Oh yeah.
The worst thing. So this is really fucked. If you pay your bill on time or early, you are seen as like a bad customer for credit.
Really?
Because they want you to pay late and keep racking up more so that you're more in debt to them.
Makes sense.
Yes.
That's messed up.
Yes.
Yes. Dang, son.
Yeah. Just like if you can afford a car outright without having to get on a payment plan or having any kind of debt, you're seen as like a less valuable customer because they make less money off of you.
Gosh, it makes sense, but that's
But here's the thing, right? It's easy to look at these things or how fucked insurances and stuff like that, and to say the people doing these things are evil. They aren't evil. They are...
They're doing what they're told.
Well, yes, but so did the Nazis. So doing what you're told is not like a good excuse. But they are victims of the system, just as we all are.
No.
Which I know is ultimately what you meant, but but there's a difference.
The Nazis and the whole car thing are two different things.
Well, not only just but I just mean in general.
Right.
Doing what you're told is not a good.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
I probably should have worded that differently. But,
but they're victims of the system, as we all are.
Mm-hmm.
The real thing is when you have anyway. They're gonna come after me with all the things I talk about.
I have no association with this man.
That's not true. No, they because of the way that credit cards work, how they're designed to get you in debt, and the debt economy in general that we're in, all these different things, like you are people that are selling this stuff to you,
right,
are incentivized and encouraged by the systems that we're in to basically fuck you over. And so part of the problem with debt and with credit cards, your credit score, for example. Okay, so you have to have your credit score checked. Not just on Credit Karma, but checked by an apartment complex, a realtor, a dealership, whatever. Every time your credit score is checked, it goes down. You lose your credit score.
That's messed up.
By it being checked.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
No. It's not crazy. The system is designed
that's
to fuck you over.
That's crazy.
That is what is so insidious about all of this.
Oh my gosh, so...
And the reality is, because people want to be like, oh, well, this is Republican's fault, this is Democrats' fault, whatever. There are things where generally, yes, right-wing politicians and stuff will increase these programs that are fucking us over more, and people on the left and the Democrats and such tend to be better on this stuff. But make no mistake, it is... When it comes to things like this, it's very much a uniparty situation. It's very much a situation where both
sides
benefit from their corporate donors and stuff who want you to keep. That's why when you have people like Sanders or Mamdani or a lot of people we're seeing on the left, a lot of the Democrats, especially people like Schumer and stuff, fucking hate these guys because they don't want these people to actually shake things up like they are saying how they want to. They don't want things like they're trying to say things like, oh, affordability is not an issue at all. You're actually all doing fine. No, the fuck we're not.
A literal closet for a studio apartment is $2,000.
Yeah, that was so fucked.
Literally, the size, I would say the size of your bathroom. Yeah. That's your apartment.
That's crazy.
And that's $2,000 or a little
pretty
over
much.
$2,000.
Yeah.
That's maniacal. That's I might as well live in a box on the street.
No, I would say your master bedroom. Maybe the size of your master bedroom. But without the walk-in closet and without the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right. That would be an apartment. I think that's square footage.
Yeah,
it's evil. It's horrific.
Yeah.
But so many people at the top benefit from keeping us down, and we're seeing a shrinking of the middle class more and more. Yeah. That we're just going to have the haves and the have-nots. We're going to have the people at the bottom. We're going to have the people at the top.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is if people realize and really pay attention to the class struggle, it can cause positive change, revolution.
Yeah.
I would hope not violent, but, you gotta...
Who knows?
The French had their revolution, and I don't really like how it went, but they're pretty good on a lot of stuff now, so I don't know.
Speaking of credit,
Yeah.
So when I was filling out the papers for my side of the apartment complex,
yes,
the landlord just at what?
The whole side? You bought the whole side?
I did. It's all my.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's hella cheap.
Yeah, I'll make it cheap tip. $200 rent. Boom. Done. That's easy, right? $200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boom.
That'd be amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, you don't.
Well, it's just like it shouldn't. Does it cost you like half your paycheck?
Pretty much.
Yeah, me too. It's
pretty much.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there are people where it's because that's the other thing. Like rent goes up like every year, at least. Fucking.
Yeah.
Wages don't.
Yeah, and it's like if the rent's going to keep on going up, no one's going to stay at whatever place. And so it doesn't make sense.
Well,
why are you raising the prices when you know if it gets to a certain amount, no one's going to be able to live there? It doesn't make sense.
Because they don't want you to.
Ah, well.
So
it's going to be an empty freaking apartment complex.
So they want people. They get more of a benefit from like sign-on bonuses essentially when people sign up. Because you think right. What's it? You're paying an amount. We're paying like what? 11. Like I'm paying like $1,100, which I know is cheap for my. You have a bigger place than me though, so you're paying a little bit more. But you have another room. But I'm paying two actually. You have a 2-bed, 2-bath. I have 1-bed, 1-bath. But again, super cheap. I'm aware of that, and I'm still struggling. But and that's my point, right? Like we're in restricted income housing. And we're still struggling because
that doesn't make sense either.
Yeah, because it's that fucked. And
sorry,
God. No.
Man,
I don't know. I had a point where I was going with that. I don't remember where I was going now.
But yeah. So as I'm filling out the papers, all just out of the sudden just absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because it's about what you're talking about as well. So we're paying like $1,100, maybe $1,200, $1,300, whatever it is a month. That every month, maybe for even a year, versus a new tenant comes in. They're paying first and last. They're paying security. They're paying whatever fees. That's a lot more than just $1,100, $1,300, whatever. You know what I mean? So they make more money off of those people. It's evil. It's evil. It's there.
Yeah. Just out of the blue, he says, so I see you're not a criminal. I'm like, well, yeah.
Did he think you were?
Oh no, because he's like, well, I looked over your credit, and you have really good credit. You haven't been arrested or anything. I'm like, no. He's like, that's good to know. And I'm like, have you had people that have been arrested and you gave them housing? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, of course. Okay.
Well, yeah, being arrested doesn't mean like
no, but just the so you're not a criminal, huh? I'm like, no.
That's crazy.
He's like, oh, you got good credit. I'm like,
okay. I will say they have very. Yeah, I will say they have very different management here than they did when I moved in.
But speaking of cars, I actually looked this up. This is a real thing. It's a real law that they just made.
What?
Did you know? On your license plate, the board, like the casing, the border, boards your license plate.
Yeah,
it has to come off.
Oh, you can't even have it on?
Because apparently it is shielding your license plate. So like the word Florida has to be shown.
It has to?
It has to be shown.
I just got in a fight with my dad about that last week I was telling you about.
It's a real friggin' thing. And, I forgot, it's like a $2,500 fine or jail time.
Jesus.
If you get pulled over. I'm thinking, really? Really? We're making these really? What are we doing? Yeah, that's a real freaking thing. You could look it up online right now.
No, I believe you.
It's insane. I'm like, Why? It's shielding. No, come on now. Like, you can't distinguish, that person on their license plate has oranges.
Oh, I know why.
It's from Florida.
No, I know why.
Oh, why?
To arrest more people for petty, stupid things rather than going after real criminals. Because it's hard to catch real criminals. It's easy to catch people who are just, like, doing something stupid. Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Cops are not there to protect people. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are people on the force who have signed up thinking that's what they're supposed to do and that's what they legitimately want to do. But the system of policing is not there to protect and serve like they want you to think. The system of policing is to ultimately protect capital, protect property, and to maintain order. That's why we see it all the time. You'll have a dumbass driving like a maniac, actually about to cause an accident, but until they do cause an accident, that cop's not going to do shit about it. They're not going to pull them over. They're not going to do anything. Meanwhile, you're going 5 minutes above the speed limit. Fuck you piece of fucking shit. Yeah. Your headlights out or your some other bullshit. Oh, well, that's going to be alright. Like, fuck you.
And that's when you be nice to them.
Yeah, pro tip. Do not tell them, no matter how much how true it probably is, if you are pulled over for going just a little bit over the speed limit, don't tell them it must be a slow day, huh? Because they don't like that.
Or this video I saw yesterday, off of course, TikTok, which satiates my ADHD.
Yeah, we gotta talk about your TikTok. That's
it. Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother. Go on with your.
There's this lady. She got pulled over because she was going over the speed limit.
By how much?
Like 15.
I mean, okay, that's but go on.
And so she got pulled over, and she's like, why are you pulling me over? Like, she pulled the race car, right? She's it's because I'm black. The beginning was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, go on.
And so he's like, no, I just pulled you over because you were obviously speeding. No, I wasn't, yada, yada. And he's like, license, registration, please. And she, after many insults and threats, gave him, both of his stuff. And as he's walking, and, body cam, obviously. And so he noticed that her license, like, apparently this was a new car she just recently got, where they give you, like, the
paper license.
The paper license. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, by the way, your paper license is expired. Like, you have to get a new one. And she's like, no, it's not. So it was this whole thing to where, like, hey, he was like, I'm just giving you a warning. You have to go get your actual license plate. Well, no, I don't, blah, this, that, and the other, yada, yada. And it got so bad, he was like, okay, like, it was this, I think it was like an hour and 50. It was a long freaking video. I'm surprised I even watched it. I was like, I don't even have the what's it, the brain power for this.
Sure.
And she got handcuffed and put in the back of the car, and they're like, listen, all we're saying is it is expired.
Yeah.
We get that you need to go get one, but we want to again make sure that you have one,
right?
Because you can't have an unexpired license or no expired. And she's like, well, this, that. It was this whole thing.
Well, I will say on those kind of things, like if there's something you need to have fixed with your car, change with it, whatever. What they normally do, and it makes sense, is or at least what they should do, is basically tell you, okay, I'm letting you know because you didn't know. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. This is a warning. Happens again, we're gonna have to give you a ticket or whatever the penalty is. And I think that if they do that, that makes sense. Yeah. And then maybe they have it in their system and they give them a little bit of time if they see them driving by or whatever, and okay, they were warned about this on this date. It's been a week. Maybe they're getting their money together, whatever. They're gonna do it, whatever. But if it's been 2-3 months, and they're like, okay, we need to.
Like for me, I've told you this, a long time ago, but not all cops are bad. Sure, there are some jackasses out there,
right?
But not all of them are bad. Because I remember this was a year ago. I was working at the job I had at the time, and I was about 10 minutes late. And so I took one of my shortcuts, and the shortcut was through a neighborhood. And this was at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And so I think the speed limit was like a 10-mile-per-hour road, but I was going like 20. Like I was going down.
That's just 10 miles an hour is too slow. Like those speed limits are ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I was definitely going. Like I was speeding through the neighborhood. Like I was rushing to get to work, and I wasn't really. The only thing I was like paying attention to is like, okay, like what's the time? When am I going to get there? Yada yada. I got pulled over. Yeah, freaking came out of nowhere, dude. It was like he just literally came out of thin air. I was like, oh my gosh. Ugh.
Yeah, so this is part of the thing for me too, is that if it was really about protecting people,
Got my ass.
I understand if they're pulling you over and you're driving like that in traffic, you're driving recklessly, whatever. But if you're on a road where there's no one else around and you're going over the speed limit, fuck that. Like that, I'm sorry, the speed limit shouldn't apply to you, or at least it should be like 20 or 30 over before they actually do so. Because you're not, like, you're fine. Like, you're fine.
Well,
you're not gonna...
What if a kid ran out in front of me, and I didn't stop in time?
You mean a kid ran across the street?
Like some...
let's say some little kid. You mean... Okay, hold up. You mean a kid ran across the street, not noticing there was a car, not using a crosswalk, all this... So that's their fault.
Ooh, well...
No, it is.
That's what. So if that happened, I could have killed that kid, and it's his fault.
Yes. Now it doesn't help your conscience. It's terrible, but legally, yeah, he should. It's not your fault.
Try telling that to the mom and dad. Anyways,
sure, but take better care of your kid.
Okay.
Be a fucking parent. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. And so he freaking came out. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be like 10 minutes more late. Blah blah blah. He came up and I was like, oh no, it's all right, whatever. I deserve this. I was speeding through a neighborhood. Whatever. So he pulled me over and he's like, hey man, the classic, what pulled you over for? I'm like, honestly, not really, man. I'm late for work. I really need to get going. He's like, well, you were going well over the speed limit. He told me the speed limit. And I genuinely, I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I wasn't like bullshitting or anything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get to work. I'm like 10, 15 minutes late.
More of your time.
Yeah, And so I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I wasn't really paying attention. He's like, all right, it's all good. License registration. I'm like, yeah. Gave him both things. Went over his car.
Takes
not
20
even
minutes to do this.
Oh shit! It's okay. Not even a minute later, man. He comes back. He's like, you know what? You're good to go. But I have to tell you the actual reason why I'm pulling you over. I'm like,
doesn't like gingers.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, what is it? He said, that yellow sticker. Your sticker is expired by 2 days.
2 days.
I'm not going to give you a ticket. I'm just going to give you a warning. He's like, you stay here, I'll go get the paperwork. And basically, he just gave me paper that, in 20 days or up until this date, I have to get it renewed or my license will be taken away.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I like driving. I'm like, okay, yeah. And he's like, so I'm going to let you go in the morning. Just pay attention to speed and listen, man. Thank you. I'm like, thank you. He's like, yeah, thank you for not being a jackass to me today. I've had a bunch of lip today, a ton of disrespect. Thank you for not giving me any lip. I'm like, of course. He's like, all right, man, have a good day. I'm like, all right, you too. Got his car, went off. Got my car, I drove off.
Yeah. Yeah, and
or I had that. Or I could have gotten, like, a real jackass of a cop. Like, hey, man.
well, so that's part of the thing, too, is that, like, one thing that I do want to say is, like, when I'm talking about, like, and this is, like, how, like, same thing with, like, you know, with businesses and stuff. I don't fault, like, individual cops necessarily. Like, I believe there are good cops. I don't fault, like, workers or even salesmen or whatever for, like, doing their jobs. It's the system I have an issue with, and it's the system that I want to critique and change. There's a, I don't remember who originally said it, but there's a great quote where it's basically like, be kind to people, ruthless to systems. And I think that's a very good way to be, because, you know, but one thing I want to point out as well is, so like who's at fault kind of thing. That person that, like, almost ran in front of us today when we were coming back here. Remember that?
I think so.
Yeah, they were, like, crossing the street, not the crosswalk, not.
I was looking at my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you were paying, but you weren't driving. It's okay.
I know.
But if I hit them, it wouldn't have felt good morally. But in my opinion, that would have been their fault. Because if and I've had a few, like, close calls where some idiot was running across the street, dead of the night. Well, not dead of the, but, like, you know, it's dark, can't really see him well.
So with that, it's like there is reflective clothing.
Sure.
Like, these people don't wear reflective clothing at all.
Right, and I mean, I don't expect someone to wear reflective clothing just because they're, like, walking out at night or whatever. But what I'm saying is, if you run across the street and you get hit by a car, you didn't use a crosswalk, you didn't. Now, I think jaywalking is a stupid, like, because generally when people do it, it's not really an issue. But if you're walking across the median of a highway,
no,
and you get hit, yeah, I'm sorry, that's on you. Like, it sucks. I would feel horrified if I took someone's life, but, you know, even accidentally. But it's not my fault. You know, it wouldn't be my fault or your fault or anyone's. You know, like, you know, the people have those things where they're like, you know, and I don't know why they tell you to look twice, but, like, about, like, watching out for motorcycles or whatever. There are very.
I don't like motorcyclists.
So there are very good, like,
I really don't.
There are very good, like, motorcycle drivers, but a lot of them, yeah, they act like they own the road, and I'm sorry, but they get hurt or killed often, kind of by their own doing, because they're like.
So I should probably preface by saying I don't dislike all bikers.
Right.
Like, people who drive Harleys, fine. Like, you know, the real laid back, like, they're fine. The ones I have a real problem with are, like, the Kawasaki. You're like leaning forward,
right?
The sport, and they weave, and it's like,
right.
Don't, and oh man, and actually this happened to me. I think Tuesday on my way to work. There's this race, race bike, right on my ass. No, like, and you know, obviously, you know, the road is just completely freaking crowded. You can't go into the right lane. You literally stay in your own lane the whole way. It was so but this guy was just like, I could see the details in his helmet. That's how close he was to my car. And then, like, you know, we stopped at a red light, and he just, those stickers. Watch out for motorcycles. No, watch out for cars and trucks.
Well, you say that
because this motorcyclist freaking swerves, not even turns, swerves, and he's going in between each car to get up, and he cuts in front of the first car, and it's like, why? Why? Like, why?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know. It's
just like, come on, like, at any point, you know, using my free will, I can just open my car door. Like, you're driving, boom, guess what? You're done.
I think that
or
happened.
you're done and my car door's done.
I'm pretty sure that happened in one of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies where Peter was riding the
little moped.
his little moped thing. Yeah, he like hit someone.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, have you ever been behind a moped in real life?
Yes.
Many
times.
completely understand why people hated him driving that thing and
onto the sidewalk.
Yeah. Well, no, not the sidewalk, but the bike lane.
Even then,
the fact that those things are street legal is crazy.
Especially
if
in
you go like 20 miles an hour.
Especially in Tarpon Springs and like over in like. I remember this past job I had. I was driving a truck and we went all the way to like this like kind of marine area of whatever city or town we were in, and it was this little moped going like 20 miles per hour.
Yeah,
and behind him was me and my big truck, and like over 20 cars behind me. Just, I was like, dude, why? What? And there are some bike lanes that merge into the actual lane.
Right, yeah.
And that's like, come on. Like at that point, get onto the sidewalk. Like, come on. Like, you're literally holding up like over 30 cars. Yeah, I don't think all bikers are bad. You know, the ones that drive the Harleys, you know, they're cool, whatever. But the ones that literally like cut in front of you, weave in and out of the cars, and give you attitude too. Like they'll flick you off, and it's like,
yeah, do
you want me to injure you and your bike with this massive vehicle I have?
Yeah.
Whereas you have no protection, I have protection.
Yeah. And you don't think all bikers are bad, you just have a problem with a lot of them. I don't think all cops are bad, I just have a problem with a lot of them. Completely understood.
Yeah, so I think you've been pulled over by more negative cops than positive cops.
For sure. Yeah.
That's the problem.
I've had a few positive experiences.
Have you?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I had a few where they were like, they were letting me know, like, oh, hey, you need to turn your headlights on, or, you know, things like that.
The headlights.
I think that was the only one, actually.
That was probably me. Remember that one time? You, me, Logan, and another
friend?
No,
that was crazy.
I was like, and I was like, oh my god, like that's, I always turn on my, I don't know why that night I just did it. Well, we pulled out immediately.
Because we were in a lit area.
Yeah, I was like,
it's tough. Like I've done it pulling out of gas stations and stuff.
Immediate. And so my lights have an automatic on it, and I guess for some reason I switched to off and not automatic. Got you know, we all got in the car, and you know, I was the designated driver. We're driving in not even like 2 minutes getting out of the parking garage. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, and here's
oh
the
my
thing.
gosh, what did I do?
Well, and the funny thing is, he's probably kind of upset too because they're there to catch the drunk drivers.
Like, I promise, sir, I'm not drunk. My comrades aren't drunk.
Well,
but yeah, man,
Patrick was probably drunk.
Good thing he stayed in the back.
Yeah, he was in the back. Yeah.
But yeah, he pulled us over. He's like, so what are you guys doing? And, oh, we're just getting back from having fun. We're driving back to whoever's place. Yeah, you forgot to turn on your lights. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I looked at my little light switch thing, my little turn signal thing.
Yeah.
And it was off. I was like, oh my. And again, the thing is, up until that moment, I always put on my lights. I was like, oh my, I'm so sorry, sir. He's like, you sure you're not? I'm like, I'm positive.
Yeah.
I can get out. I can breathe into the thing if you want. I promise.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's all good. Just remember, pull out your lights. Be safe. Where you guys going? Oh, we're going back to whoever's place. Okay, guys, get there safe. Have a good night.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. And I remember I looked back to you. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull over because my stupid ass. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, let's turn the lights on. Let's keep it on automatic. Yeah. I was like, literally, I was like, oh my gosh, what did we just pulled out. What did I do?
Yeah.
Like, did I not stop at the stop sign? What's going on? And the funny thing is, when we were pulling out, I looked to my right, and there's a cop right there, like in his car. I'm like, yeah, there's a cop, whatever.
Yeah.
Got pulled over by that cop, probably.
Yeah, but one thing I'll say though, right, is it's not even just like, you know, a few or whatever, like, bad experience I've had with, like, getting pulled over by cops. It's just, like, the corruption that I've seen, all these different things I've heard about, like, from my dad when he was a cop, all these different, like, I've, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into, like,
oh, yeah, definitely the system is messed up, yeah.
and that's my whole point.
Yeah.
Like, I know there are good cops, it's just the system is fucked. But I want to talk about a happier note, a happier thing. So you were looking forward to and were really stoked about Percy Jackson.
Right.
I was looking forward to and was really stoked about this week the Game of the Year awards. Not because I really give a fuck about the awards. I will tell you, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 won Game of the Year, and it.
No idea what that is.
It won. It's a pretty cool new RPG.
Oh, okay.
Made by a French studio, and it won like everything. Like, they weren't subtle about the fact it was going to win Game of the Year, because it was like the best voice actor, such and such from Claire Expedition 33. The best music, such and such from. It's like everything was. It was like, yeah, okay, it's obviously going to win. But they now it does seem like, because there's a category for like best adaptation. It does seem like Sonic was snubbed because they didn't even include Sonic 3 as like an option. It wasn't even nominated, and it feels like it should have been because it was before the cutoff. Like, it came out last year, but it came in December. Their cutoff is like November 22nd or something, so it does feel like that got snubbed. But we did have some a lot of cool. What I'm there for is the announcements for like new games and shit, or updates on things you know about, whatever.
That makes sense.
So like the things that I was the most hyped about were two things that are coming back and we haven't really had a new entry for in years. That I don't really think you really care about either of them, but I'm gonna like gush about them a little bit anyway. Two new Tomb Raider games, one coming out next year, one coming out the year after, and we got a version of what the fans typically refer to as Unified Lara, which is like a mix of like her classic and her, I guess you could say, modern rendition from like 2013, the reboot. And she looks amazing. And yeah, we'll just get into that right now. So she looked like, there's not too much to talk about as far as like any controversy or whatever with things in general, but she looks incredible. And like, Laura has always been, yes, she's been like, especially in marketing and stuff, has been like kind of overly sexualized and stuff in a lot of media, a lot of like advertising and stuff, which didn't really fit her character when you think about it. But she always has been like a sexy badass kind of character. That's what she is. So, you know, I even saw this like article shortly before, which was like, I'm excited for the new Tomb Raider, but I'm not excited for the discourse. Because there's always going to be people, you got like the fucking incel, like Gooner people who are like, oh, like, her tits aren't big enough, and she looks like a man because she doesn't look like a fucking, like, supermodel or whatever. Which, again, Laura is, like, fucking beautiful, but she's not necessarily, like, whatever. And then you have other people who are like, well, this is problematic because, like, this is appealing to the male gaze, or it's like, shut up. So it was unveiled, and she looks amazing. And there's a subreddit that I follow called Men Drawing Women, where they basically, a lot of it is like complaining about like male gaze type of stuff, and like comics. It originally came from comics, but comics, whatever, like all kind of stuff, video games, movies, whatever, and like they'll talk about the male gaze and like all this stuff, whatever, right? Which I don't remember if I've talked about it on this podcast or not. I know I've talked about it on my channel. Basically, I think the male gaze is not a bad thing. It's just presenting in a way that men typically find attractive, whereas the female gaze is presenting in a way that women typically find attractive. I think the male gaze is an important thing for people that want to attract men, whoever they are, should know how to implement, and I think that people should know how to implement the female gaze if they want to attract women. I think it's a big part of why we have a disconnect between women being pretty easy, like, it's pretty easy for women to, like, you know, attract guys, and it's not very easy for guys to attract women, because, like, guys don't really know how to present in a way that appeals to the female gaze, whereas women absolutely know how to appeal to the male gaze. So anyway, but like, I talk about this because you had the people. There were literally people complaining, and like I showed you the image before, but she's fucking beautiful, and people literally were like, oh, like her tits aren't big enough, or she doesn't look like whatever, and I'm like, fuck you. But then on the Men Drawing Women subreddit, there were people complaining like, why does she have like all this makeup on when she's in the jungle? Like, I find it funny that she like all these different, and then there are people who are like, oh my god, this looks soulless, or this looks like those like AI fixes of like women and stuff like that, and all these different things. They gave her makeup so the gay bros wouldn't have to with face app filters. People saying like she needs to be more muscular. Why does she look so thin? All this, like, people just like bitching about all this shit, right? And so, and then you have Q and so screaming about her boobs, which as people were, like all these different things, right? And the makeup and hair being perfect is so annoying. Like, oh, fuck you. And so I just said, I made this response. I said, God, there's no pleasing any of you.
No.
On one of the Tomb Raider subs, people are saying she's not hot / pretty enough, boobs too small, etc. And here you are saying she's actually too pretty and shit. I don't know why, but I thought this community might actually like this design, but no. So many people just want to complain, and it's so tiring. She's supposed to be a sexy badass, someone who's very physically and mentally capable of her achievements, and also fucking gorgeous. She's like a femme fatale, but she's not evil. In my opinion, this is one of the best designs and a very good rendition of what the community refers to as unified Lara. This is an amazing design, and I'm confident it will be a great game. Just enjoy things for fuck's sake. And this person responded. I also wanted to call them a white knight, but I didn't. But they responded. They're like, maybe consider that the two complaints are coming from different groups of people. In general, the people who complain that she isn't pretty enough tend to be the weirdest terminally online gamers, with a capital G, who love shit like Stellar Blade, I like Stellar Blade, and complain that Alloy and Horizon Forbidden West didn't look pretty enough.
She wasn't pretty enough.
I mean, she could have looked better, but on that instance, I will say, like, it's not the point of the game. But yeah, like, I when I play the Horizon games, I definitely like use mods that like make her look prettier, because I like my protagonists, especially women in games and stuff, and in general, to be attractive to me. Like, that's, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking, shy away from that or whatever, right? Anyway, the same people who complain anytime a female protagonist isn't drop dead gorgeous, and then turn around and complain they made her look like a man, and I will bet you any money that the vast, vast majority of them are male. Now here, in a sub dedicated to discussing female characters and calling out the male gaze issue, you have a much higher number of women who are all seemingly baffled why Lara Croft would want to take the time and effort to put on makeup before running off to the jungle, where said makeup won't be seen by anyone and will get smudged, sweated / bled on, could get in her eyes, etc. You really think those two groups are the same people? And one thing, and I didn't think about this originally when I first read it or responded to them, read my response in a minute, but one thing I thought about, something women are often saying is, well, we're not dressing for men. We don't wear makeup for men. We don't whatever for men. And I agree with that. I think that women in general, and I think people in general, do things to look and feel good about themselves. I think people want to look good to feel good about themselves in general. I think there's an element of wanting to attract the people that you find attractive, 100%, but I think for the most part, you're doing what you're doing to be good looking to yourself. And I think it's funny that this person is saying, essentially, well, there's no one going to see her in her makeup, so why would she bother? Aren't you the kind of person that would say, or people on this sub would be the kind of people that would say women aren't wearing makeup for men or to be seen by other people or whatever? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, you're like giving your hand away or whatever. And the other thing I'd say about that is, like, me, even if I'm just around the house doing nothing all day or whatever, I'm gonna do my hair and shit because I want to look good for myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, yeah, and then they said that with my line on how she's supposed to be a sexy badass, they said, dude, you just argued against your own point. Lara is a sexy badass, and she's always been very attractive, but she has never used her looks to open doors. And in basically all depictions of her, she doesn't need to go out of her way to make herself look beautiful. I.e., they're really obsessed with the makeup thing. I can't recall a single time where she prioritized that, especially before heading off into a remote jungle. And it's like, okay, I'm not saying she, like, uses her feminine wiles to, like, you know, charm people or whatever, but I'm saying that she's supposed to be hot. That's part of her character. So I just responded, I said, and my point is that both groups are wrong. She's not a complete bimbo like those gooners demand, but she's also not realistic enough for people here. In my opinion, she's hot like she's supposed to be, but it's annoying how it's still not enough for the former, yet still too much for many people here. My point is no one on either side of this extreme discourse of the male gaze and such can be satisfied. And they basically kind of just conceded my point, but were saying that, like, they think they're fine with this kind of look if she was, like, at the Croft Manor, which is, like, her house and stuff like that. But, like, it doesn't make sense for this and all those different things. And was saying that, she's like, I get what you mean about extremes, and I probably argue that an in-game model might not have different makeup levels, which is fine, but this is so I'm just like, alright, like, I just stopped, like, talking with this person. But no, it was a dude, and I think it was, like, a white knight kind of dude. But it just, this discourse is so fucking annoying. Because it's, like...
Toxic.
Yeah, because it's, like... I don't know, man. It's just, like, I don't know. Every time there's a female character in anything, but especially something like this... Like, I'll give you, bringing it back to Percy Jackson, Aphrodite. People were, like, complaining that, like, the actress that was playing Aphrodite wasn't, like, hot enough or whatever, right? And, like, my thing on that is, you know, first of all, as you were explaining to me, it shows up as, like, the perfect version of a woman to whoever looks at her, basically. So they're probably going to have, like, different actresses for each thing. Maybe. And my thought is that I don't remember who they got, but the actress that you showed me for that, Kate McKinnon, was it?
I think so.
Something like that. Was that she is going to, she's gonna look like that, like, to the Greeks, to the other gods, but she's gonna be, but here's the other thing, right? We haven't seen her in the show, we just saw, like, an image of her in general. Like, we see this all the time where, you know, casting photos or something will get released and they'll be like, oh, this character's going to play, you know, this character. And people are like, how are they going to do? They don't look anything like them. It's like, bro, they're going to go through a shit ton of makeup. They're going to go through hair. They're going to go through wardrobe. They're going to become that character. So, like, maybe Kate McKinnon, for example, doesn't normally look like someone who would be fucking hot as hell like Aphrodite. But that doesn't mean they're not going to do their fucking job as makeup artists and hairdressers and set, you know, everything to make her, like, fucking gorgeous. But, I don't know, it's just weird how people are about this stuff. Because you sometimes... Okay, so, like, with Robert Pattinson in the 2022, the Batman movie. By the way, Logan, it was 2022. I know we were talking about that the other day. But people were complaining, like, oh, he's not muscular enough, he's not this, he's not da-da-da, all these different things. It's like, he is going to become this character. He might not be this character now, when he's casted or whatever, but he's going to become, and look, in my opinion, like, was he the best Batman? No. But, was he good? Yeah.
I found him extremely boring.
But you know,
like,
both
Batman and Bruce
But you know, like, Batman in general.
He's okay.
I found him, I guess...
I've never seen someone sulk as much, like...
Well, that was the... Yeah, because... Well, the whole point was that, like, this was right after... Well, not right after, but, like, pretty much... He's still grieving the loss of his parents. He hasn't developed this, like, persona as...
He's mumbling...
Well, because...
It's like... I'm like leaning close. I'm like, what? What did you say? Like,
well, the whole thing was
like, oh man, like, I know you're supposed to be like, not angsty, but like,
yeah,
you're supposed to be like, Batman. You're supposed to act, but like, can you say that one more time? Like,
well,
I didn't hear you the other 20 times.
I understand that, but the whole thing with, I'm just glad he didn't talk like he was choking on marbles like Christian Bale did. But yeah, it was ridiculous. I fucking that took me out so much. But what I will say is what
I said that kind of hurt my throat.
Yeah. But what I will say with that is basically you have so Batman's whole thing is that Batman, the dark, brooding...
The Dark Knight.
But like, the dark, brooding character that is the real Batman.
Mm.
Bruce Wayne is the mask that he puts on to, like, be someone else and, like, act like everything's okay or whatever. Like...
He's a bum Bruce Wayne, too.
What?
He was a bum Bruce Wayne, too.
Right. But that's the point. Like, he hasn't cultivated, like, that playboy, like, fun, gregarious version of Bruce Wayne that we know now. That the whole point is, like, before any of that gets created. At least that's the vibe that I got. It was weird, though, how Robert Pattinson was like, oh yeah, the comic that I read to, like, get in character for this was Batman Shaman. And I was like, really? That one? Like, I mean, it's okay, but it's not... I wouldn't say, like, this is Batman. Like, no. It's fine, but whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. People are just weird, especially about, like, female characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it. Like, I said, I want, like, my protagonist to be, like, hot, to be hot, to be attractive to me as well. But if they're not, it's not the end of the world, you know? But when you look at someone like Lara Croft, yeah, like, that's a big part of her character, and people are just, I don't know, there's just no pleasing people. But other than that, there was also Mega Man. A new Mega Man game got announced, and that looked really... I mean, there were plenty of other new games. Like, there was this, like, Bradley the Badger, I think it was called, and it was, like, one of the first games that got announced, and it was this, like, really cool, like, platformer, but it was like, you put this, like, 3D platformer character, like Mario or something, in this realm... Making me yawn, damn. You put this character in, like, the world of Bloodborne, and the world of, like, all these other different video game genres, and you just, like, go through these different genres and have, like, this really crazy adventure, so it's really cool in that regard. But, yeah, I don't know, you know, it's just, like, there were a lot of other things that, like, were shown off from the Game Awards that were good in general, and I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the presentation and everything overall, and a lot of the games that got unveiled. But yeah, I don't have like a list. I mean, I have a list that I added them to, but I don't have a list of specifically what came up at the Game Awards that I want to like talk about. So I just wanted to touch on that because I enjoyed the Game Awards, and I wanted to talk about something that I really enjoyed since you talked about what you really enjoyed. So anyway, but yeah, I think that's going to be a good place for us to end it. So as always, I'm very curious as to what you guys thought about anything that we talked about. Have you seen the new Percy Jackson? Do you think that the movies were not that good, or maybe better? Or have you read the books or the graphic novels, or whatever? What do you think about cops and driving and all this stuff, and the debt economy and all this shit? And did you see the Game Awards, and what do you think about that? Or what do you think about, like, the discourse of, like, female representation in games, or maybe even media in general, and all these, you know, whatever we talked about, you know?
Tell us your comments.
Yeah, 100%, you know? Do you have any final thoughts to leave us on here?
Nah, it's just Christmas is going to be soon upon us.
It is, and it's going to be our next episode will be the Christmas special. Go on.
Yeah. Have a good Saturday, and stay safe. Love each other, and wait, is it Saturday?
Well, it's Saturday now, but this goes out on Thursday.
Currently, we're doing this on a Saturday.
We are.
Have a good week.
Yes.
Do things I would do. Which none of you know me, so take that however you want. You know, if you do bad things, that's on you. If you do good things, that's also on you. Yeah, that's just enough about from me. But as always, stay safe, Pookie. Stay safe.